Welcome back to America Right Now. I'm Tom Basili. Memorial Day is more than barbecues. It is a solemn time to pay tribute to the hundreds of thousands of our brave servicemen and women who, throughout the history of our republic, have valiantly given their lives to protect our country and the world. They are all our Patriots of the Week this week. To help us tell their stories, a special guest, retired Army Green Beret and author of Operation Pineapple Express, Lieutenant Colonel Scott Mann. Scott, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Hey, Tom, thank you for having me on this somber holiday. It means a lot. Thank you.
Well, you served in combat tours all over the world. Camp Colombia, Iraq, multiple tours in Afghanistan. You've seen the ultimate sacrifice up close. When this day comes around, who from your experience comes to mind?
For me, it's the guys that I served with in Afghanistan, from the Special Forces community primarily. That's who I worked with. Guys like Alan Johnson, Pedro Munoz, Vic Cervantes, quite a few more, honestly. And it's like it was yesterday, honestly, that we lost them, and the way in which they left this world. These were amazing individuals who volunteered time and time again, Tom, to keep going back and fighting this war on terror. And most of the time in places that most Americans didn't know exist or even care about. And I think that's what's most astounding to me is throughout our history as a country is the men and women who step forward and just say, send me, with fully knowing that it could be their last time to go out there and not come back.
That was my experience as well. One of the individuals that I knew that we lost in Iraq had just re-upped. He did not need to necessarily be there that day. Scott, you developed a play which has made several tours around the country. It was also adapted into a film about the Afghan war and the costs of war called Last Out: Elegy of a Green Beret. Tell us about this and the message that you're trying to get across to Americans.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Every time that I've received, as cool as this award, the recognition of Patriot of the Week is, I get a little uncomfortable because I'm just a storyteller, honestly. I've seen combat, but it's telling the stories of the men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice and their families that stood at their shoulder. That's what this play is about. It's called Last Out: Elegy of a Green Beret. I wrote it. I started about 6 years ago. It's about 3 team sergeants that I had that didn't make it home from the war. And they're rolled into one composite character named Master Sergeant Danny Patton, and he is mortally wounded in the first scene. And he's trying to ascend to the warrior resting place of Valhalla, but he can't. He's stuck between his fire base and his living room. And so his buddy, who was killed on 9/11, named Kenny, comes down from Valhalla, and it's like It's a Wonderful Life with body armor. Several other operators who were killed in the war come down, and they take Danny back through his life, and they show him all of the things that happened to him from the time he joined Special Forces, met his wife Lynn, had their child, 9/11, and then all of the back and forth deployments until he finally realizes what he's holding on to, and he lets go and he knows peace. And that's what this play is about. It's about helping civilians understand the impact of war so that we don't turn the page on our war fighters and certainly those who fell, but also validating those who lived it and never, ever forgetting those who paid the ultimate sacrifice.
It is a very powerful. I know people who have seen the play in person and watched the movie. It is I highly recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime, and folks can watch it. Scott, there's a military recruitment crisis here in this country. Not as many young folks are enlisting like they used to. Media often portrays America, frankly, as not worth fighting for. They diminish the military. Memorial Day reminds us of the cost of freedom. What do you say to young people who see the issues with PTS, who see the sacrifice and the risk, to make them realize that it is still something that they should want to do, that it is still among the most noblest of callings?
It's hard because, we live in a society of abundance, don't we? Where everything is right now. We get it whenever we want it. We have become accustomed to living in a society that has everything it wants. And it's very hard, I believe, to at the same time recognize the how that actually came to be, unless you've experienced that struggle or unless you were taught to honor that. And unfortunately, in our country today, we're not teaching. At a community level in our schools, we're not teaching how to honor our fallen. And look, here's the thing. That's a social contract. We have a social contract with our warfighters and their families that if you bear this burden, then we will honor you. We will stand for you. We will be a voice for you when you don't have one, and we'll never forget you. And the problem is we have not honored that social contract. Our divisionist leaders have not honored that social contract. Our institutional leaders honored it. And so how can we expect our children to honor it? Parents are not modeling this. Look, I don't have a problem with the barbecues and going on the lake. I mean, that's what we're doing this weekend. But I can guarantee you that we're also going to tell stories, and I'm going to share stories with my boys and my wife and my friends about those that didn't make it home. And you can do both. You can honor, honor and live a life worthy of their sacrifice. And I think that's my message, and has always been our family's message, is that live a life worthy of that sacrifice. And you do that, then that's probably exactly what they would want us to do.
Retired Lieutenant Colonel Scott Mann, thank you for keeping alive the memories of those lost and helping all of those who remain.